So today we're dividing by 100, and what that means is to make numbers 100 times smaller. So I'm going to show a few different ways of representing this to show a number getting 100 times smaller. I'm going to be dealing with the number 43. So I'm going to show 43 getting 100 times smaller. So here are my examples. My first one is using place value counters. So here I have 43 made out of 4 tens and 3 ones. And on the flip side, next to it is 0.43, which is 43. 100 times smaller, and you'll see everything's been divided by 100. So I've got 4 0.1s instead of 10, and I got 3 0.01s or hundredths instead of ones. Here's my next example using a place value chart and counters. So here again is 43. So I've got 4 tens and 3 ones, and the chart below shows it 100 times smaller. So everything has moved 2 places over to the right. So when you're dividing by 10, they moved 1 place. When you're dividing by 100, they moved 2 places. Now, a way to remember this, if it helps, is that there are 2 zeros in 100, so it moves 2 places. So again, this side shows 0 because there's nothing in the ones, 0.43. So again, my tens have turned into tenths and my ones have turned into hundredths. Now here's the same thing, but using numbers instead of counters. So again, I can show 43, and then 100 times smaller, it's 0.43. And again, I can see that all the numbers have moved 2 places to the right on the place value chart. Now here's my final example. I'm going to use a part whole model for this. So I've got 43. Now remember, we have 2 parts that make the whole. So 43 is made out of a 40 and a 3. So what I'm going to do is divide those 2 things by 100. Now if you remember the place value counters, when I divided 40 by 100, it was 0.4. And when I divided 3 by 100 and moved 2 places to the right, it became 0.03. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Okay, so now I'm going to put the 2 parts together. So 0.43. So again, this time using a part whole model to show 43 getting 100 times smaller. So your job is to show 38 getting 100 times smaller. Now maybe you can use some of the ways I've shown, but maybe you can get more creative and show a way that I haven't thought of.